Okay, this is Pick a Story. You got deck 1 here. Deck 2. And deck 3. Don't mind if I... I drink a lot of coffee this morning. Alright. Let me see if I can fix my camera a little bit. I might need to stick a card there. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. That might help a little bit. Okay. And deck 3. Okay. So let's get right into this. You got deck 3, which will go there. Deck 2, which will go there. Deck 1. I'm a coffeeaholic. That's why. All the time. Okay. So, I wish my camera would stay where it's supposed to. Guess we'll leave it like that. It's not wanting to stay the other way. Okay. Have patience. Don't worry. Take time out to plan your next steps. Okay, with this card, somebody is sitting, stewing, and they're thinking a lot about you. This is somebody that can't get you off their mind. You might want to look up, because see, I'm getting 7 twice here. So you may want to look up the number 7 or 77. Look up the angel card meaning, see what it means to you. It may give a little more clarification to this. No more procrastinating. Your powers come from making decisions. Confusion arises from overanalyzing options. So somebody's thinking way too much. They need to take the time out and they need to look at their options. Positive changes are on their way. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. Unmarried or divorced individuals. Be assertive when it comes to what you want and you know is right. Everything is going your way. A good person for your company that you can work for. Follow your passions when it comes to your career. Be the best of what you can do. You'll be compensated for your creativity. Cautions, but making wise action. If you're a man, you've got 9 suitors. If you're a female, you've got 15 here. You may want to look up the numbers 10, because I get that twice. 7 3 times. 94. 9. 5. 15. 19. 20. 25. Look those all up. Go ahead and mix those up a little bit. You can do like 25 or say 63 or 76 or 77. Go ahead and look those up. I see the death card here. Somebody's got a lot of strength. I feel like something's going into probate. Be careful. You may have siblings that will not share this with you. Somebody is hiding something from you. You definitely have a lot of suitors. So we'll go back into the sneaky part of this in a minute. Let's go into the chariot part of this. Somebody is taking their time. They're thinking about what they want to do. This may be with this probate court. Maybe somebody is only interested in you for money. Be very cautious of that. There's a lot of snakes out there. Somebody sees that maybe you've got things really good. You're in a good financial situation. Your parents have a lot of money. And I feel you may have somebody trying to take advantage of you because of what kind of money you can have. Maybe you're going to have a large inheritance. There's two suitors here. They're male suitors, and they're earth energy. Let's see here. You're probably looking at an Aries or Taurus, possibly a Sagittarius or a Libra. You could be dealing with somebody that's a Libra like you. Somebody who likes things balanced out. Somebody who likes things to go smoothly. Somebody who avoids conflict. You may be dealing with a hermit. Hermits are usually the culprit. Sorry, but it's the truth. I find that most hermits have something to hide. That's the reason why they go into hermit mode. From my personal experience. You know, it's not always the bad things, but usually that's why they're hermits. My husband's probably in the kitchen listening to me right now going, honey. He may have walked downstairs. I feel like you're dealing with an Aries. Let's look a little ahead here. Not the best reading. If you picked one, there's something going on. From what I can see here, you have somebody who is around you that wishes to do you harm, whether emotionally or whether physically, and I feel like there's justice for this. Let's clarify this a little bit more. I just got all these shuffled. Oh, I didn't show you the decks I'm using. These are the decks that I'm using. Do you want to screenshot that? Okay. I'm also using Yu-Gi-Oh cards and cards that I made all by myself. There's going to be in a court adult case. This has to do with child custody. If you think you're going to get the kids back, I think you're kind of living in a fantasy. You have childhood trauma that you need to overcome. That's what I'm getting with this. Let's pull some other identifiers here. Sorry, because of my coffee. You're in the healing stage right now. There's a coworker or somebody that you work close to that likes you. This is a Taurus. Look up the number 6. Let's look at my other jar here. Spy, go. Go. Somebody with B-L-A in their name. Somebody is not showering very well. Somebody needs to be showering more. This is saying you're not pregnant. And the truth of the matter of fact, I feel like somebody's dealing with deep, dark depression. If you are, Philips Go Blue Light Therapy is great for seasonal depression. I'm bipolar, and it helps me a lot. By the way, please vote that they don't take away bipolar people's driver's licenses just because you go to the hospital. It makes it really difficult for us to provide for our families. In this court case, I do feel like there's new love heading towards you with an ending of the other, and I do feel like there'll be a fair outcome, but you need to be forewarned because there's a little sneaky snake here. The death card will clarify that a little bit more as we go on. Okay, so somebody is falling in love. Serious commitments. So you have somebody falling in love. Obviously, they're watching everything that you do. They're watching your social medias. They're driving past your house. They can't stop to sit and think about you. I feel like somebody's even losing sleep over this. Somebody sees the situation you're in. They don't like it, and they want to be the cherry, and they want to come out, and they want to take you away from all the hurt and the pain. Oppositions, goals, differencing opinions. Be careful when you're in mediation. I had a mediation at one time, and everything that we had agreed to, none of it got put in the paperwork, and we totally got screwed. Don't ever trust DCFS to be your mediator. Get a personal paid mediator, somebody who's actually going to have your side, and whatever is actually agreed upon, that they stick to those agreements. Hold on. I'm going to blow out my candles. Spike, quit. There's nothing out there you need to growl about. Sorry, that's my puppy dog. It's probably just a deer. Or maybe a neighbor kid. Shh. Sorry, I've got a puppy that's kind of roughy. Alright. A new relationship, an emotional experience. Somebody that you met at a social event. This may be a friend of a friend. They may be asking your friends about you. They want to know what it is that drives you. Somebody is studying all your details. But I do feel like this death, I feel like it's going to be of a friend. It could possibly be a grandparent. And it could be a death of a relationship. It could be a death of many things. It could be a death of a situation at work. Maybe it's time for new growth. Be assertive. Don't back down from what you believe. Courageously stand up for yourself. Make sure that if somebody's trying to put you down, you stand your ground. Whether you're passive, aggressive, or just passive, if you don't want to lose this court case, you are going to have to stand your ground. You're going to have to stand up for what you believe in. And if you can't talk, let your lawyer do the talking for you. This might be your best solution, because you don't want to say something and then accidentally have it nail you in the butt, you know? Let's pull some of these other cards here. Somebody is trying to cast a spell on you. It might be a love spell. Somebody may be learning magic, and they may be trying to cast a love spell on you. This is definitely a fire sign, possibly an Aries or a Taurus that you're dealing with. I'm feeling, yeah, it could be either one of them. Taurus usually kind of go at it. Hold on one second. What do you need, baby?
I'm good.
Okay. You have to deal with the lights right now. He's getting ready to play his video games. Make sure the sound's out. No. Hey, will you put him in his kennel? Spike. Go. I'm videotaping. Go. Go with Dad. Go with Dad. Take your stuffy. Sorry, that's my puppy. Okay. I'm getting spell cards here a few different times, so they may be doing multiple spells to get you on your behalf. Maybe this is somebody that needs to apologize to you and they're wishing you'd come back. I'm seeing the devil card here. So be very, very careful. You want somebody who's got a D and an R in your name. That's somebody you need to be very, very cautious of. I also sense as somebody with a C and a B and an ER. So a D, A, C, B, R. Could have those in this names. Take or what. This may resonate with one. This may not resonate with everyone. Somebody is very bizarre. You may have somebody who's a little bit off that likes you. Be careful of the odd ones. They're always the troublemakers. Always the hermits. They're always the troublemakers. Huh, honey? They always have something to hide. That's why they're always in hiding.
Who?
Yeah, you.
Who?
Hermits are trouble. Huh, honey?
I'm a hermit.
You were such a hermit. He is such a hermit. Somebody may love the snow. Maybe it's time for you to think about getting some snow equipment this year, since it's going to be going on sale. since it's springtime, so that next winter you can go snowboarding. Hey. You also need to be paying particular attentions to your garden. You may have little kids that are picking your flowers, like my little boy does. I've got 6 kids, and I have one little boy that he used to always pick the neighbor's flowers, and he'd bring me fresh flowers every day, and it always made my day. All right. You may be dealing with somebody who loves you, and this is somebody with a W and an E and an L and an ER in their name. Now, when I talk about their names and the letters being in their names, I'm talking about their first, middle, last, and inherited names, like their grandparents' names. So if you can figure out what that is, if you can find somebody with those in it, yep. They may also have an I in their name. So take their names, mix it all up, see what you can find. You may find lover in there. You may find angel written in there. You can find procrastinator written in there. You can find a lot of things. Just make sure it's not abuse or anything else like that. You always want to mix up people's names to see what you come out with. All right. You're battling against another female for the same guy on some of you. There may be a lot of suitors for the same gentleman. And you may have to fight another woman off them. Come on, you know. But this is not necessarily like a physical fight. This might be a verbal indication. You may kind of have a falling out with friends, because sometimes friends like to date friends as boyfriends, and that doesn't always pan out. That can be a really bad situation. And that might be kind of what you're dealing with. Plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that tend to lead to rewards, accommodation, and gratitudes for blessings. Financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter in your case. So you may have somebody coming into your case that you don't even know who they are, that is willing to fight on your behalf for you to be able to get things back. Like if you're me, I should take the stupid doctor to court for taking my driver's license. And I plan on it. Maybe you've got the same situation if you're bipolar, because being bipolar is difficult. People stealing your driver's license, and everybody looks down at you like you have some like plate, like, oh my God, get away from me, you know. It depends. It's just some people, they're just finicky, and humans are just scared little animals, and I don't even get why they're scared of people like us. Yeah, we got a little bit of a temper, but I mean, we love as deeply as we hate. We're celebrating announcements such as weddings and graduations and births. So you may have somebody that's getting ready to have a baby. We love babies. Babies are awesome. I know my cat's pregnant and I'm so excited. All right. Review the past and the present so that you can plan a bright new future. Understanding your life and releasing the judgments in your life. Make sure that you're not judging others too harshly. You always want to judge the situation, but make sure you're not judging someone too harshly, that you're not really giving them a chance. People have a lot of trauma. There's a lot of trauma that's going on. And this is with men and women. And I hate that saying, men don't cry. That's bullshit. Men cry too, and they should. I believe a man that can cry is a very, very strong person. It's the men that can't cry that are really the weak ones. And I find the bigger they are, the bigger softies they are. Huh, honey? I'm tattling on him. Shh. He says, shh. Do the right thing for the right reason. So if there is an abusive situation going on, you don't want to, put up with that. You want to turn that in. Get that off your back. You may give them a second chance, but depending on the severity of what it is, you may just want to walk. What my thing is, when it comes to judging situations, like my husband and I have our confessions every day. We don't always have confessions every day, but when we do, we go and tell them, say, hey, this or this or this happened, or this or this or this I was thinking. but we do it before we get in trouble, so I don't have to go to my timeout, my squishy. And yes, I have a timeout room. It works wonderful. Actually, I'm getting ready to turn it into my craft room, so I won't have a squishy any longer. I'll have to make a squishy in another room. Open your heart to love. Somebody may have been hurt here really, really bad, and it may have closed you off to love. You may think, okay, I've been married for so long, or I've been married to this person for so long. Do I really want to go through this again? Do I really want to put up with this bullshit again? No offense, honey. But men are hard to deal with. All men are a pain in the ass. Just flat out, straight up. It doesn't matter what you do. You know, he'll tell you when he's being an arrogant son of a bitch, and you tell him when he's being a pain in the ass. Which you have a 99% of a rebound or something like that. That's quoted off of The Notebook. And it is my husband and I's theory, because I am a total pain in the ass, and he's such an arrogant son of a bitch. But we love each other. You know, we work through everything, and we've been through a lot of stuff together. Hell, we've even been to jail together. But you know what? It's what the relationship is what it's worth. You can work something out with somebody, but the key to working something out in a marriage is knowing whether or not they have changed. Like, if things had changed with me, my husband wouldn't be with me. And if he wouldn't have changed, I wouldn't still be with him. That's just the simple facts, you know. You can only put up with so much before it takes an emotional toll on you. You're going to be climbing an uphill battle with somebody that needs to give you an apology, but I feel like their ego's getting in the way. Like, somebody needs to come and apologize to you. They're thinking about it. They want to. But yet, their ego's getting in trouble. And what it is, this person needs to tell you they ratted on you. Or this could be somebody born in the year of the rat. I'm born in the year of the rat. My husband loves it. Because I'm a hoarder. Okay, something significant is going to happen on October 10th. There's something going on right now and today that you need to stay put where you're at. There may be a car wreck, and that's where this death is coming in. Multiple numbers. His guy's dancing.
No, somebody else is this.
Somebody else's guy is dancing. Somebody with the name Peter in their name, like Peterson or Perry or something similar to what somebody with a P. Or their vehicle may be petering out. You need to do some meditation. This would be with Gabriel. I do feel like from this death situation, there is going to be a windfall of inheritance. Or some kind of inheritance. Hopefully it's not a brother or a sister. Which I need to get those in my other cards. Let's clarify the death a little more. This is a wish fulfillment. Maybe it's an enemy. No. It's a Sagittarius. Look up the number 2. And your angel card meanings. There's a Gemini that is shy that really, really likes you. This may be your hermit. Like I said, be careful with hermits. They can be pain in the asses. Your mother's not so sure about this guy. She thinks he's kind of shady. You have a snake in your midst. I feel like it's a mother protecting her child. There's going to be a burning down situation. I feel like with this inheritance, if it's somebody within your family, maybe somebody's going to, hide all the money. Somebody's not going to share. Be very careful, because I had a situation similar to that happen to me, and I just was like, I don't care. I don't care. It's not worth the fight. It's not worth the argument. It ended up turning out all right eventually, but I had some siblings that kind of pulled some crap like that on me. I only had 2 siblings that actually told me the truth, which is actually how I found out there was actually an inheritance, because they were hiding it from me, which this could be the same situation for you. But because my other siblings ratted him out, they got guilty, and my mom gave them what for, and they gave me my part of the inheritance. But yeah, I'd have lived without it. It's not that big of a deal. And maybe that's kind of what you're dealing with here. Let's see here. You have a father that's hiding something. There's resolutions to difficulties. Weight is being lifted off of your shoulders. There is an addiction or codependency. Maybe somebody's smoking or drinking too much. I know that I have issues with that. I will probably actually smoke in this video. There's a better choice than what you're seeing. So maybe you need to run away from what your situation you're in right now. Reward yourself for all your hard work. I feel like somebody's been overburdened. You do have people checking all your accounts. People are learning all your details. This may be somebody that you had a bonfire with. There is an air sign here. There's a lot of earth sign. I'm not getting much water sign. This person that really likes you definitely loves wintertime. And that's what I have for deck number 1. So let's go on to deck number 2. Give me just a moment while I get these cleared up here. All right, if you picked deck number 2. All right, take steps to ensure financial security of children, loved ones, making wise investments, planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. You have what it takes if you only believe in yourself. The power that you provide is not a lack within self-confidence, keeps you from getting what you want. Be very careful that you're not selling yourself short, because if you don't believe that you can do it and you feel like, oh, I've got the ambition, but do I have the heart? You can do anything that you put your mind to. You just have to take the time to see it for what it is. Somebody, I feel like, doesn't have a very good self-confidence. Somebody maybe has been left out in the dark in a few situations, you know. Children are children, returning to their romances from the past, remembering difficulties and better or worse. Somebody's got childhood trauma here. Excuse me. Whoever this is, it's got the childhood trauma. It is beating them down. I feel like it's weighing down on them, and they're not able to complete tasks because they're constantly cycling and thinking about stuff, and it's really kind of getting to them. Change the way that you're looking at a situation. Embrace the uniqueness. Temporary pause in action. So maybe you need to take the time to do some shadow work. You know, it's where you look at your shadow. See my shadow right here? And you say, you know, I know this happened to me as a child. I love it. I release it. And I forgive myself. I forgive the others have done stuff to me. And you just doing that over and over and over. And then anytime negative thoughts come into your mind, you say, I reject that. If it's a good thought, I accept that. You know, there's an abusive situation, I reject that. There's a good situation, I accept that. And you don't have to say it out loud. You can be saying it to yourself quietly. But if you do that habitually for a while, eventually you will get the hang of it, and it won't be as big of a deal, you know? I see wishes coming true. I see a grandmother that's coming towards you, and I do feel like there's a marriage on the arise. Good news comes back to you, unexpected money and inflow. This might be with the stimulus packages coming. Everybody that makes under, I think, 70,000 or something like that will be getting a stimulus package. I think it's 2,500, but I could be wrong. Be grateful you have much to celebrate. Deep feelings, peace, and happiness. Yep. There's definitely somebody coming towards you. Now let's look up some of these clarifier cards over here. Somebody is definitely thinking about you all the time. This is definitely an Aries, Taurus, or Capricorn. The Lover's card. Wheel of Fortune. The Daughter of Swords. Maybe your daughter likes this Hermit. The Hermit card. Like I said, be careful with hermits. All right. Mother of Cups. I feel like you've got too much on your plate. I feel like you're being overly burdened with stuff. Maybe it's time to take some time out and go on vacation. Look up the sacred meaning of a hippo. Somebody with an H in their name. Somebody born in November. Somebody's got the coronavirus and they're sad. Let's see if we can pull up some other numbers here. Pull some names out of the bucket. There's a DCFS case involvement. Somebody with R, O, and B in their name. Could be Robertson like mine, or it could be Rob. But somebody with ROB, somebody who is outside. Somebody who's telepathic. This is a grandmother. Right now, you've got a situation where you don't know what to expect, what's happening, what's going on. You may have authorities that are looking out for you, but you also may have authorities looking to arrest you. It could be one of the two. You never know. Be practical with the respect on how you proceed. The abilities that make everything more beautiful. Meeting someone new can help your dreams come true. Let go of the past and the endings that make for new opportunities, and it's time to move on. So if somebody wronged you in the past, just forgive and forget. Even if you don't really forgive them, you have to forgive them in order to forgive yourself for letting that happen to you. And you got to let it go. You can't stick your burdens down on the ground and then pick them back up and say, Jesus, you can't have them. They're mine now. Jesus can't take your burdens unless you lay them at his feet and you let him take the burdens away from you. If you're constantly picking up your baggage that you're carrying everywhere, it is just going to keep hounding you and hounding you and hounding you. And if you're like me and you're OCD and you're constantly thinking, you're constantly going, this can be really damaging. So make sure, because whatever you think about manifests. So make sure whatever you're thinking about is of a higher vibration. And it's good in nature, you know. Seeking out intellectual situations for your problems. You need to act quickly and decisively. Sudden expectance or suspected changes. Bringing fun into everything you do. Juggling priorities and jobs. Like today, it would be a good day for you to go outside. Make sure that you're doing more research before you're proceeding. And make sure you're protecting your investments with your children. Make sure whatever you sign, if there's a contract involved, that you are getting a second opinion, that people are seeing your side of the story. Because I do feel like there's judgment here. Desire for more meaningful life. Realizing it is time to change and move on. Don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It's time for you to communicate more clearly. Tell people what it is that you seek and what it is that you want. There is something here that you cannot see. This is a legal entanglement. You will win, but there is something being hidden from you, and this has to do with the Hermit. I see... Ooh, somebody's caught in a web of lies. I see a lot of broken dreams and shattered. Maybe you believed somebody and really they had lied to you, and you're going to be let down in a lot of ways. You got to be very cautious to who you trust, who you tell your secrets to. Personally, I have finally, over many, many years, have decided that secrets are just best kept to myself. I do tell my husband everything, but other than that, I just, for the most part, keep things to myself now, because I used to be a tattletale, and yeah, that was not a good situation. Ended up getting me in big trouble, too. So, it was, stupid thing is that time it actually, I didn't do anything, but the other times I did, so I guess it is what it is. Give and take, it's a Libra thing. There is going to be a happy ending after this, but I do feel like you're going to be going through some struggles. It is going to be an uphill battle. Somebody does need to come to you with an apology. You do have new romance coming to you. And this may be an older gentleman. Success comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments and being in the spotlight. Give advice to someone, professional public speaking. So if you're afraid of public speaking, what I used to always tell my kids is picture gummy bears naked running down the beach. You know, if everybody, all the gummy bears, picture everybody as gummy bears in the audience and they're all naked gummy bears. That's how you deal with public speaking. That's how I deal with it. You're all naked gummy bears. You know? Listen to your heart, intuitive sight. I feel like there's might be either a divorce or somebody might be single. You may be looking at new love. You definitely have people peeking through the bushes through you. Look at the angel number 98 if you want that clarified. Trust there is a reason that everything happens. You may need to remove yourself from a situation. You may have a negative situation. I feel like somebody's going to be going to jail. And this is probably your Taurus or your energy, one of your bull signs. There is a new baby, or maybe this has to do with the baby. It's time to take action, power, and creativity. A romantic partner that you can trust, as well as excellent advice that comes from others. Sometimes, if you can't see things clearly, sometimes you have to rely on the judgment of the other people. But before you take the judgment of other people, make sure that you are looking at their situation and you can see where they've been. If they haven't made success in their life, they're obviously not somebody you want to take advice from. So somebody who's successful is somebody that you want to take the advice from. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cold. Let go of the belief system that no longer serves you. So be careful. Cops do have the right to lie to you. Make sure they're not lying to you. There is stress from having too many things. Maybe somebody needs to do some spring cleaning. It is a good time for that. I need to do that today. This court case is going to have to do with the daughter. So I've got the daughter here. It's somebody in your family tree. Right now, I see your cup is overflowing, but I feel like it's going to be reversed soon. There's going to be there's going to be a legal entanglement. Right now, you're doing okay. There is broken dreams and shattered dreams coming your way. Let's look up some cards here. Somebody cannot stop thinking about you. You feel like you're trapped. This may be with the coronavirus. You feel like you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You can't speak to the ones that you love. They're only a phone call away. You're only as trapped as you believe that you are in your mind, unless you have your keys taken away like me, and then you're actually really trapped. And by the way, please vote against that. I will repeat that over and over and over and over. Alright, so somebody is drinking too much. They're drinking to the point of stupidity. You may be dealing with an abusive alcoholic. Somebody who, when they get drunk, they get really, really mean. and they say things that they don't mean, and then when they come out of it, it's, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Well, you're not sorry if you really said it, because if you said it, it means somewhere in your heart you actually meant it. And I feel like this is with somebody that you're in love with, or there's a new love coming. I do see a new marriage proposal coming in, and this is going to be after your court case. This is somebody who likes the moonlight. Powerful, intuitive infinies believe in the wonderful people around you and that they want to help you. You know, if you're stuck in hard times, there are people in your life that will help you. You just need to go and ask them. And I know it's difficult to ask for help. For me, it's much easier to give help than it is to receive help. But sometimes asking for help is a needed situation. Just make sure you're not asking for more than what you need. And that is what I have for deck number 2. Let's kind of mix these up a little bit. I'm not the best at shuffling these big cards. Maybe if I had bigger hands. All right. So let's go on to deck number 3. If you pick deck number 3, here we go. All right. The High Priestess. Trusting your intuition. Careful reflection before taking actions on insight. You need to do some meditation. And I feel like this is the angel Gabriel that you need to be looking at. You need to be asking help from other people. You are way overloaded in your work and you're not getting the help that you desire. Maybe it's time to kick those kids in the butt and be like, come on, come help mom, you know, or do what I do and bribe them. Very possible. Use logic and structures. Possibly say, all right, this much time is for schoolwork, this much time is for dishes, this much time is playtime. You know, get your boundaries set up. I feel like somebody needs to set up boundaries. Maybe somebody's letting their kids play too much. They're not getting enough sleep. And the reason why they're not getting enough sleep is because they're not asking for the help that they need. Look up the number 44. Actually, look up the number 444. So 444, because that's what I'm getting here. That will be your angel numbers on Google if you go and ask for them. If you need assistance, you need to be reaching out because it is poor timing for career change. Feeling challenged by money issues. Maybe your job had to cut back on hours because you just couldn't afford to make payments, or maybe you're losing your car or your house. Possibly a job loss. Be a mentor and break away from society. With the coronavirus, this is probably one of the best times for you to be doing that. I do see new love blossoming. Let's kind of look ahead here a little bit. There is a justice case here. There is going to be a legal entanglement with this one as well. This has to do with the baby because I've got the judgment card here. I've got the justice card here. The legal entanglement card. Legal entanglement again. This has to do with the mother. This is with the hermit. This has to do with a small child. This does not look good in your situation for this one. You may barely get what you want, but I think you're kind of going to get screwed. I do see a Wheel of Fortune after this, because once all this is said and done and you know what you're going to owe and have to pay, I feel like after that, there will be financial gain. But in the meantime, I feel like you're going to really kind of be stretched for cash for a while. You're probably going to have to pay child support and alimony, which gets very expensive. But what I do see with this is the person that you're thinking about, your ex, they're going to have a fast suitor, which means your alimony is going to go down. And once your alimony goes down, you're going to have a lot more money in your pocket. Take everyone's input into consideration, viewpoints, and a better solution. There's no there's no need to rush. So take your time, protect your investments, make sure that who you're counseling with is good people. Make sure you're mixing up their names, finding out where they're from, what they're about, what they're doing. I see delays are overdue, unexpected of good luck. See, after you may end up winning this court case, you may not have to pay child support. You may get the half and half, because I feel like if you got a child custody battle, you're going to get half and half custody. And I feel like your ex is going to get remarried soon. Or if you're dating somebody, they're going to go and they're going to be with somebody else soon. And once that offer's taken off the table, you can stop cycling about, can I get back with them? Can I be with them? It'll be time for you to move on. And you'll know that the separation, the break is intimate. It's done with. And you can move on in your life. Somebody here loves the snow. Look up the number 1710 and then look up the number 7 and 10 and 9 in your angel meaning cards. You might find more things. You may feel like you're trapped because of the snow. But don't worry, because the snow's getting ready to melt. Spring is basically here now. Somebody has definitely put a spell on you. And I feel like this is somebody who's wishing for your downfall. Somebody is just waiting for you to fail. They're waiting for you to trip up so they can take advantage of the situation. Be very careful. Like I say, mix up the numbers on that. Look at their background. Usually it's people who are in scarcity. So if somebody's in scarcity, that meaning they don't have very much money, they're always wanting. They may be secretly wishing for your downfall, and you may not even know it. Somebody thinks they are above you. This may be an authority figure, but somebody is looking down on you, and they're thinking, oh, well, I'm so much better, and blah, 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 blah. When in reality, nobody's better than anybody else. Let's pull some clarifiers here. There's a Cancer. You have got stalkers. People dreaming about you. They're waiting for the right time. Your brother might be going against you. Or you may have issues at the church, but they may want to work things out. There's something with the cousin and a Cancer. So you have a cousin that's a Cancer. Look up the number 1 for that in your angel card meetings. That'll help give you a little more clarification on those. Information that can help you but may be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth, kindness, and you may have an indigo child. A child that's somebody who might be ADHD, like I'm an indigo child. It's children with rare, exceptional abilities. Just remember, just because somebody has a disability doesn't mean it's a disadvantage. Somebody who, like me, I'm OCD, but I'm also able to process a lot of information at the same time. I'm a great multitasker. All right, a brilliant success, a freedom's go in any directions, a journey that is now complete. This is your near future. Embrace true purpose, a new beginning and adventures, and trusting in yourself. A windfall of money and advice and assistance from other people. So even if you get hammered in court, even if, I do feel like it's going to be split half and half, but if you get hammered financially in court, I feel like you're going to have family members that are going to come in, maybe possibly the church that might come in to help you financially if you need to get a new roof, or maybe you got some water leaks or something like that. Somebody's going to come in to help you. The grace and inner strength is needed to overcome challenges. the power of kindness and forgiveness. Time to embrace how wonderful you are now. It is time to go after your dreams. Do something that expands your horizons. Let your creativity take flight. Plan your next steps. Look at the long-term goal. Look at the number 12. You've got indecisions that are holding you back. Instead of making the right decision, you're not making any decision. So you need to take the time to make sure you're making a positive change. Make sure you're not being indecisive. There's nothing worse than when you're teeter-tottering back and forth. And I feel like this is a Libra that is taking the time to just weigh their options over and over and over. But you've weighed your options so long, you have cycled so long about what your options are, you've kind of lost track of what's going on. With the stalkers situation, you have guys that are hiding and peeking in your windows. So you may have some peeping toms. That might be where this court case comes in. If you find out you've got peeping toms and you figure out who it is, you got them turned in. I know I've got a couple, but whatever. Most of them are just harmless teenagers. I just need to close my curtains. I do have some old farts that are doing it too, but they're harmless. They're just old farmers that are horny, so whatever. Okay, walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought wasn't the best choice. So figure out if somebody, like I said, mix up their name. If somebody says dishonesty in their cards, you might want to look that up.